Come here, bud. Ooh, come on. Good boy, good boy. How's it going, guys? Welcome to the video. So, finally got out for a night in the woods here. It's been a while. I haven't been out since before the holiday season here. So it's about mid-January now, and finally got out to do some winter camping. So I've had a new lightweight hot tent and a titanium wood stove. I've had it since before Christmas now, but I haven't had a chance to get out and try it out. So that's what we're going to be doing here tonight. So I wanted to invest in a lightweight system that I could carry everything in a backpack for winter camping. So that's the plan for tonight. So I'm going to get the tent all set up here, get the wood stove set up, so I'll show you guys more about the tent and the stove here as the afternoon goes on. But yeah, it's starting to snow pretty good here now. It's kind of like a wet snow, and the camera is kind of getting wet on me here as I'm talking. So priority here now, I think I'm going to string up a tarp. I brought a silk nylon tarp, so I'm going to string that up in the trees over here, just off to the side of where I'm going to set the tent up, and at least I'll be able to keep my gear dry while I'm getting the rest of the camp set up. So that's the plan. Anyways, hope you guys stay tuned to the video, and yeah, should be a good one. do stuff. Alright guys, so just finished setting up the tent and the wood stove. So like I said earlier, this is my first time using this tent and the wood stove. Just got it here a few weeks ago, so this is the first trip out with both the tent and the stove. So my initial thoughts on the tent, looks pretty solid. It was pretty easy to put up. I'm going to leave a link in the description of the video for both the tent and the wood stove, because I usually get a bunch of questions on the tents and stoves and all that kind of stuff. So I'll put the links in the description for anyone who's interested in checking out either of those items. But yeah, the tent went up pretty easy, and I think it's going to be a pretty solid tent. Should keep me dry tonight. As for the wood stove, I'm not really sold on the wood stove yet. I did have it set up at home yesterday. Just kind of took it out of the box and put it together real quick to make sure all the pieces were there. And I just put it together again for the second time. And to be honest, I'm not really sold on the quality. It doesn't seem to be super high quality. It's a bit of a pain in the butt to put together. There's a ton of little small pieces like screws and bolts and stuff like that you have to screw it together with, and I'm not a big fan of that, because it's only a matter of time before I end up losing some of those pieces in the snow or whatever. But anyways, we'll try it out here tonight. This will be the first real trial run of it, so I'll give you guys an updated opinion on what I think of the stove and the tent tomorrow morning. So anyways, the rain just kind of slacked off. I'm glad I put the tarp up here as soon as I got here, because that allowed me to stay dry as I was kind of setting everything up here. It seems to be clearing off a little bit here now. So the next order of business is going to be to find some dry wood, get that all cut up and ready to burn in the stove here a little later when I light the stove. So yeah, that's the priority. So that's what we're going to do now. Watch out, bud. Back up. Well, as you can probably hear, the rain is picking up again. So once I get this firewood all split up and stuff here, the only other thing I need to do is go out on the pond here and try and get some water. So I'll fill up my kettle and my pot and stuff. And after that, if the rain keeps up, I'll probably just be hunkering down inside the tent. And I'll get that wood stove going, try and dry off and warm up a bit. So looking forward to that for sure. Whew, this dry spruce is super hard to split. Just full of knots, and it's hard to, real hard to split up. So got my trusty old Newfoundland Ranger 2 knife from Newfoundland Knife Company. It's a beast of a knife, so perfect for doing this kind of work. I'll put a link in the description for this knife. You guys probably seen it in some of my videos before. Made by Jonathan Stiles, local Newfoundlander, so check out his page. Like I said, I'll leave a link in the description. Anyways, I had to get the rest of this wood split up, get a bit of water like I said, and then I'm getting in the tent out of this rain because it's pretty nasty out there now. Alright, so I got a decent little pile of wood here. It's not going to be a cold night. It's up above freezing now, and it's actually supposed to, the temperature is supposed to rise overnight, believe it or not. So by tomorrow morning it's supposed to be up around +6 degrees Celsius, which is really mild for this time of year here in Newfoundland. But yeah, that's going to bring a pile of rain with it. So we're supposed to get like 15 to 20 millimeters of rain here overnight tonight and into tomorrow, along with some pretty gusty winds. So yeah, that should be enough wood. I only need enough wood really to warm up a bit here once I get into the tent for the evening and to cook my supper. After that, I don't really need to keep the stove burning. I got plenty of sufficient sleeping gear to keep me warm tonight. So even the last trip that I was out on back in December, if you haven't seen that one, I'll put a link up on the screen here. Check that video out. But yeah, it was colder. That was a colder night than what we're going to be in for here tonight. So, and I was just in my summer tent then, and we were fine. Well, I'm down about a foot here. I'm just starting to get a little bit of water coming up in the hole. So yeah, there's a lot more ice than I thought it was going to be. We haven't had a whole lot of cold weather yet here in Newfoundland this winter, but there's a good solid foot of ice, maybe even more, because I'm not right through it yet. So yeah, I'm gonna keep going here now, and I think I'll get water here in any second. Sit, Goose, sit, wait. Okay, okay, good boy, good boy. Well, just checking in here. So, kicked back in the tent, as you can tell. We got the wood stove going here. It's still raining outside, so man, I'll tell you, it's pretty friggin' relaxing in here now. Pretty cozy, just lying back, listening to the sound of the rain falling on the tent, as well as the sound of the wood stove crackling away here. Gotta love it. I got a pot of water on the boil. I'm gonna have a coffee here before supper. And man, I'll tell you, it is getting hot in here. When I sit up here, my head is up towards the top of the tent. It must be 25 or 30 degrees Celsius for sure. It's a little cooler when I lay down here, but yeah, it's nice and comfortable. Gotta love the hot tent. It's definitely a lot of extra work to bring the wood stove and set it all up and cut the firewood and split it and all that stuff. But man, at the end of the day, when you can lie back in the tent like this in comfort in the heat and dry off all your gear after a wet day like it was today, it's definitely worth it. So anyways, I'm gonna wait for this water to boil, have a coffee, and then I'm gonna get some supper going. So we'll check back here in a bit. So I was looking through one of my drawers at home there the other day, and found this book. So this is the book I read a couple of years ago by Dave Canterbury, Bushcraft 101. So I picked it up and started reading it again the other day. So I decided to bring it along with me tonight, do a bit of reading here in the tent to pass away the evening. So this is one of those books that you can kind of just pick up and read over and over. Really, there's so much useful information in it for anyone who's interested in camping or bushcraft or wilderness survival, all that kind of stuff. pretty much goes through everything you want to know about spending time out in the backcountry. So I'm sure a lot of you guys already read this, but if you haven't, it's a great little read, so recommend checking this out for sure. Well, I just finished up my coffee here, and I put my chili on the stove here to heat up, so getting pretty hungry here now, so I'm looking forward to that for sure. Just got a ways to go yet before it's hot, I think. It was still pretty much frozen when I put it on there, so yeah, I was kind of saying earlier there about the wood stove, how my initial thoughts on it, you know, I wasn't really all that impressed with it when I put it together at home, and you know, it still has some flaws for sure. The lags are one thing that I don't like, so it has really small diameter, just pieces of threaded rod that they use for the lags, so they tend to sink down in the ground, and I had to shim this one up with a piece of wood here, so that's one thing. And like I was saying before, it has a bunch of little small pieces, like this piece here, and then it has a little wing nut down here on all four of the legs, so there's a bunch of small pieces to it that can easily go missing. But I gotta say, now that I have it put together and got the fire lit, it actually functions really well. It's burning away here really nice, really efficiently, so yeah, I guess it's not too bad. You know, it wasn't a cheap stove. It was quite a bit cheaper than some of the stoves that I looked at, some of the lightweight titanium packable stoves, but it was still $250 US, so definitely not cheap. But these titanium stoves tend to be pretty pricey. So anyways, we'll see. The main thing is it works well when the fire's going, so it's definitely not all bad. So it's serving the purpose right now for sure. And it is super hot in this tent right now. Hey Goose, it's hot in there, isn't it, bud? Goose has been passed out here now for the past hour or more, having a big nap on a sleeping bag there. Good old moose chili. Gonna be good. Well, it's about 9 p.m. here now, so I've just been relaxing, not much else to do, but just kick back in the tent here, done a bit of reading, and listened to a bit of music on my phone there, and just enjoying the heat from the wood stove. So I'm going to burn up the rest of the wood that I have here. Set aside a few pieces, just enough to light the fire in the morning and give myself a little warm up and boil up the kettle and have a coffee and stuff. So I'll set that much aside, and then I'll burn up the rest of what I have here. And after that, I'm going to be crawling into the sleeping bag and calling it a night. So that's about it for tonight, guys. Thanks a lot for following along, and we'll see you guys in the morning. Well, morning guys. So it is 7:30. So just getting up, or just waking up I should say. So still raining out there, and it absolutely poured all night. So we had a ton of rain, it never really let up at all. So yeah, it was a bit of an interesting night, but on the bright side, I stayed completely dry inside the tent here. So I'm definitely happy with the tent. So I'm not sure if I mentioned yesterday, but the tent is made by Pomoly. I think it's the Hussar is the model, I believe. Anyways, like I said yesterday, I'll put a link in the description for the tent and the wood stove. So yeah, really happy with the tent. Kept me nice and dry in that heavy rain, and stayed nice and warm in here. I got my my big minus 18 degrees Celsius sleeping bag, so that was probably a bit overkill for last night's temperatures, but it was a cozy night inside the tent nonetheless. So yeah, anyways, I got to get out of the sleeping bag here now, as much as I don't want to, and I'll let Goose out to do his business. We'll make up a quick coffee and a quick breakfast here, and it's supposed to pour down rain all day, so I'm gonna get absolutely soaked packing up camp here and hiking out. But that's it, gotta be done. So this is gonna be one of those mornings where I probably just cram everything into the backpack as quickly as possible and get the hell out of here. And I'll deal with all the wet gear when I get home. So coffee is really hitting the spot here this morning. So it is 9 a.m. So I've just been kind of sitting around enjoying the heat from the wood stove here for the last hour or so, sipping on my coffee. I got a couple of packs of oatmeal here to have here now in a minute, so I'm gonna have that. So I got the last of my wood in the wood stove now, so once that burns down, let it go out, and I'll be able to pack the wood stove away once it cools down a bit. And yeah, that's gonna about do it for this trip, I guess. So yeah, it was a good night, even though it poured rain all night. The new tent here kept me dry, so that was good. And the stove was nice, so the stove actually worked out pretty well for me. There's a couple of little things that I'm gonna have to tweak with the stove to make it a little better, but other than that, I gotta say I'm definitely enjoying this new lightweight setup that I have here. So I'll definitely be using this a bunch over the course of the winter. Yeah, anyways, like I said, I hope you guys enjoyed it. Don't forget to hit the like button, leave me a comment, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. So I'm going to be getting out for some more trips coming up here now soon. And I've got another subscriber giveaway video coming up. I've already got a couple of nice little prizes there that I'm going to be giving away to one of my subscribers. So keep an eye out for that if you're interested in entering. And other than that, yeah, hope everyone's doing well. Goose's tail is in my face. he's starting to get ready to get out of this tent too now and get a little run in. So yeah, anyways guys, thanks again for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.